We're back with another issue of Pack With Me, where we unpack the topics and the issues that matter to Black women and women of color to really help spread awareness and education and ultimately help them live their healthiest lives. Today, we are packing a fan favorite, the mix set. So what that is 6 glasses in 3 different tones. First is the Mila, or the lighter tone, followed by the Zuzu, or the mid-tone. Finally, we have the Kiki, which is the darkest tone we have. Big question that's been on my mind that I really wanted to speak to as we pack up everything is, if you had the ability to find out today about a health condition or concern that might not impact you or might in future years, would you want to know? And so the story behind that really centers around a personal development from my end. For those who have been diagnosed with cancer, there is a test called Signatera. And essentially what it does is it takes your original cancer cells and it tracks it up against a healthy blood sample from present day. And if they find any similarities in between your cells, that means that you still have cancer in your system. So doctors don't really love this, because imagine going to a doctor and saying, okay, I took this test, it says it's positive that I have, these cancer cells, what's next? There are chances that you might not even have a formation, a mass, a tumor, or anything. It's just in your body. So I think the reason why it's so controversial in the oncology space is that they might not really be able to treat anything. So back to my original question, would you want to know? Even if you couldn't do anything about it, would you just want to know the potential there? And the answer for me was yes. I decided that it was something that even if they couldn't do anything about it, I did want to know where I stood. Survivorship is what they call your post, treatment space when it comes to cancer. And it's a really hard space to live in. For me, it's just been a lot of anxiety and wondering if there's going to be a recurrence or things like that. And I know that I'm not alone in that space, and a lot of people do feel that too. But from my perspective, I would rather if I'm going to have these feelings, which I will work to control and manage over time. But if I'm going to have these feelings, I'd rather them be based from a place of fact and not of, just wondering and assuming things about my body and the state of my health. I really wanted to be in the know versus not, essentially. But it really led me to think about people who are healthy, who don't have a cancer diagnosis, and what does that look like? And right now I'm specifically talking about breast cancer. There is a test out there online that you can do that essentially assess your risk for breast cancer based off of a lot of the questions that they ask. So it's everything from your family history to your personal history to your lifestyle, things of that nature, and it essentially spits out a recommendation of some sort. Hey, based off of what you put in, you do have a higher risk of breast cancer than others, or you don't, or whatever the case might be. Definitely not foolproof at all, but just like I thought the Signatera test had a good level of awareness for me as far as how I choose to alter my lifestyle patterns, my food choices, whatever the case might be, or even just to be more accountable and on top of what's going on with my body. I think similar can be said about someone who would take a test like that. I totally get it's not for everybody, but from my perspective, knowing is half the battle. So I will include a link to this test in my bio. And if it is for you, hopefully it's something that you can take and just better understand where you are. And also just what you would want to do, move forward when it comes to just the way that you choose to lead your lifestyle, things you might want to change or not. So that is my thought for the day. Thanks so much for tuning in, and be sure to sign up for my mailing list where you can get early access to the latest and greatest that's going on in the Spectrum Glassware world. Chat soon.